everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bri.
And I'm Tori.
And today we are not actually reacting to anything in this particular video. We are actually just going to be talking in this video. So
still really important. So
super important. Please stay.
You stay and listen to what we have to say. We're going to put this video out and also I think write up a community post that goes hand in hand with it. Also explaining what we're saying in this video just so that we can reach as many of our subscribers as we possibly can. So that like none of you guys are confused with how things may start changing.
Some people prefer to read, whereas some people might read it and be like, what are they saying? Let me go watch them. And what did they say? So yeah, this video is going to be kind of a update on how our channel is going to start shifting a little bit as we go into our second year. So first of all, thank you guys so much for being here for our first year, or if you're new, thank you for joining us. But yeah, we are going to start shifting a little bit of our schedule, kind of what we upload, and who all gets thrown into the mix, because we started this channel to really dive into music and talent of other groups because we had kind of been stuck in our own little box for several years, which there was nothing wrong with that, but
we were just BTS and BTS only, which that was a lot of our life. So it was a very big chunk of our life.
And we were really interested in learning about all of the other talent and music that exists in the K-pop world.
Let me tell you, my playlist is so spicy now. Like it was before, but like I've got added spice on top.
So with that being said, when we kind of started out, we wanted things to be as stable as possible. So we started with our schedule that many of you are used to now. But we have noticed, like with our own personal lives and work schedules, because we do both work full time, that the schedule that we've created for ourselves has been a little restricting in terms of us being able to dive into anybody else.
Well, we've been talking about it for probably like, maybe 6 months after we started the channel. We already were like, hey, we should add a new group into the mix, but it's almost like how, where, because we had it set up to where we're like this group this day, this group this day, this whatever. And we didn't want to take any of that away, especially during that time when we were just like still learning about those groups. So I feel like we're at a point now, especially with it being a transition into a new year on YouTube for us, that it would be a good time to kind of transition and change things up a bit. Just because we have caught up on all of ENHYPEN's music for one. We are caught up on them. Like we are almost caught up with ATEEZ. We still have a bit to go with Stray Kids, but like I know there's so many things that you guys want us to watch, and we get that. We want
so
to
much
watch
variety
it too.
content,
but
and stuff
there's absolutely no way that we can get to everything. Like some of this stuff, I think is gonna have to be like where we watch it either on our own time, or like we have other stuff that we may just put over on our Patreon when we have a chance. Which even then is just like there's so much content. There really is, and we do want to watch it. It's just
we feel very lucky with the groups that we got started with our first year, because we were like immediately attached, deep dive, like obsessed with, love, and so we feel very still emotionally attached to them, and that's not going to go away. So I know immediately there are some people thinking like, oh, that means this, they're leading up to telling us someone's getting off the channel, and that is not what's happening here. Not at all. So if that's a thought you have, throw it away. It's not there. We are not getting rid of anyone. We are not stopping uploading anybody. But what might end up happening, or what you will probably see, is that maybe 1 week there, instead of 2 videos for a certain group that you're used to, you might only see 1. That kind of just depends on the content. Like if it's a comeback, there might be a lot of content from that group coming out.
It might be less for the other groups. If that we've talked about that too with all of we had Stray Kids, ATEEZ, and ENHYPEN basically all come back around the same time, right? And luckily it was kind of staggered to where we were like, okay, we can kind of do this album this week when it comes out, this album, whatever. In the future, we may do it a little bit differently, just because we want to get to the content as it's new, like you guys are, because we want to experience it at the same time, like as it comes out. So it is possible in the future we may do something like, hey, this is Stray Kids or ENHYPEN's or ATEEZ or future groups. Hey, this is their comeback week. So this week we're only going to be posting the comeback stuff for them, and like all of their uploads are just to be paused until like next week or something like that, which I think is, which is fair, because it gets so overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Like, like we both work full-time jobs. So, or you don't know, but if you don't know, we work full-time jobs, and we also do this as well. And we put out videos that I feel like are pretty decent in length for the most part. Every now and then we'll put out some shorter ones just because that's life. And so it's gotten to the point where, and we don't dislike it, but it is a lot that we record almost every single day of the week to get this stuff up, because there's only so long sometimes that we can sit in front of the camera. Usually the weekends are the
before our
majority of
butts
it.
start to hurt.
Or we're just not feeling well, and I don't want to push us to a point where it's, you know, too much. And like, we still really enjoy doing this, or we would not be putting out the content. We would not still be putting out the content that we have been if we didn't like doing it. So it's
this channel is what makes us happy. So we just want to reiterate that this is not us being like, we're burnt out, we're tired.
No,
that is not
no.
the case.
Just
we love what we're doing, but we just want to kind of shift it up a little bit to kind of make things a little bit easier on us, and also start to explore some of the other amazing talent that is out there.
Yeah.
So we are just trying to be very clear that if you notice that there are 2 videos for one group that week, and you're the group that you're looking forward to, you only see one, that does not mean that we don't love them anymore, that we love them any less. It really depends on the quantity of things we have to get to at the time.
And what we haven't, because I know that we've gotten comments before that say, hey, I love you guys, but I really only watch this one group on your channel, which is fine. You're allowed to love a specific group, and you don't have to watch every group on our channel. That is okay. We understand, but it's just, you know, we do want to explore some other stuff. So we hope that y'all are cool with that too. I know that most of y'all will be. So this is kind of just like, y'all are probably all typing right now, be like, yo, it's fine. Well, you know what, y'all, whatever. But we're overthinkers, okay?
Yeah, we're severe overthinkers over here. So that's I did want to mention that just to like the variety content that we're doing on YouTube right now, which is Skiz Code 1Ts, and O'Clock. Those are not going to stop happening. Those are going to continue to be regular. We are going to continue posting on Patreon as well. Of course, thank you to anyone who's over there. We understand that many of you cannot, or like for whatever reason that is. But we will still continue posting over there. We will probably start doing a lot of the variety content over there as well, but we're not going to move In O'Clock over to Patreon or 1Ts or Skiz Code, because that would be rude.
That wouldn't be fair. That really wouldn't be. And it's stuff that can go up on YouTube. Like, there may be stuff that can go up on YouTube that we may end up putting over there just because it's just our schedule. You know,
purpose.
It's not
hard.
It's not that we want to, like, you know, capitalize on this or that. It's just, it's hard to get to everything on one platform. And for us to, like, move our YouTube forward, we kind of just want to focus on, like, a majority of one thing. That doesn't mean we won't ever react to anything else. It's just, we don't want to promise anything, is basically what we're saying.
Yeah. So on that note, before we address like the new group situation, we just want to say we are really thankful for, we know the support and patience and understanding that you guys are going to give us.
Yeah.
With that being said, anything that does come across kind of negatively, or anything that's more of like, well, you're forgetting about so-and-so, that's not something we're going to engage with, because that's just not what we believe in our channel.
Typically engage with the negative comments or really even talk about them. We do get them. I don't feel like we get like a horrible amount of them, but we do get them, and we usually are just like, okay. Now, if it's like actual criticism that's like fair, then that's fine. But like for the people who are just being negative, be negative.
But just wanted to throw that out. Like, that's not something that we're going, that's not going to be okay with us, because that's not something we really are for on this channel. We're all for like love, acceptance, excitement of what we're doing.
We're not here for the fan wars. We're not here for all of that.
So just to reiterate, we love everybody that we're reacting to, and that is not changing even in the slightest bit. So anything related to that, I'm not putting up with that. So moving into the new group situation. So if you are looking forward to seeing somebody new on our channel, or maybe you've recommended people, or you've just been asking for certain ones.
Gotten a lot of recommendations.
We have, and we are
hear you.
Incredibly excited.
We just haven't been able to do it yet.
Yes. That's why we're shifting some things around so we can.
Yeah.
We are probably going to start over here on YouTube being very much more like music focused, and like, of course, introduction videos, things like that. But we're probably going to start by exploring the music, and there might be some groups that we end up deep diving on more than some others, because you just end up clicking with some. That doesn't mean you dislike somebody else. It's just
nothing against the groups you don't. It's just how it happens, and you guys know, because y'all have groups.
We got really lucky with with the first 3 we ended up choosing, and we were like deep dive. So who knows, that could end up happening again. It just may be slightly different, but we really want to get back into the music side of things, because there's so much talent that we want to explore. and that you guys probably know about and you're wanting us to explore. So that doesn't mean that other content, variety content stuff will never happen.
Right.
But we're just going to mainly start with who are they? What's their music? What do they got out there for us?
So like, speaking of that, like this is going to be a bit of a transition for all of us because we're still trying to figure out what the best way is going to work for us. Because like we said at the beginning, we kind of like pigeonholed, is that the word? Like our ourselves into like this schedule. So we don't want to do the same thing going forward. So it's not like everything's gonna be crazy everywhere. It's just like, I don't want to set up, and I don't think you want to set up, or like, okay, now this day is this group, this day is this group going forward, because then that's gonna make us do the same thing.
I know that's really nice for you guys because you have certain days to look forward to, but it has gotten tricky, especially when we've kind of completed some stuff for other groups and have a lot to do for others, especially if we introduce some new. So we are keeping the same schedule, like
posting when we're posting, what times we are uploading,
the days and times. Yes, but you may see a different group one day, or you may see, like I said, more than one a week for one group and only one for a different group. That's just going to have to be how it is for our comfortability moving forward.
And if we decide to change any times or days, we'll obviously let you guys know beforehand.
Community posts.
Yeah. And
Twitter. Well, whatever it is called now.
Dang it, you let me lose my train of thought. Where are you? Thought.
The news. No, not a THOT. Thought.
Okay, keep going because I gotta
the schedule, the same days.
So like I said, it is going to be a bit of a transition. So I'm not saying, or we're not saying that we're all of a sudden you're just going to see a huge change. You're going to see a little bit of...
It's not going to be chaos and like explosions.
Like over the next couple of weeks, we're not just going to upheave the entire schedule and you're never going to see like anything that you have been waiting to see at all. Like we will probably be slowly introducing in the beginning some of the new groups. I don't know that we're going to go boop, 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 just because it's a lot. When you... It's not only is it kind of scary getting into a new group because you're always...
Like an exciting scary.
Exciting scary.
When you're at the really high end of a diving board and you got to do the jump.
But it can also be a lot. And so it's not like we're just going to go ham right out the box after this video is posted. So our plan right now is that next week's schedule, I think, might be mostly the same. We may see one less thing next week, but we do plan on posting a new group next week, maybe towards the middle to end of the week. So it's not going to be like right away we wanted this video and the post to go up first so that y'all could like see it and understand what's happening and why it's happening. Yeah, so like it is going to be, like I said, a bit of a transition, so things might just kind of change as we go slowly, I guess would be the way. It trickles down.
Trickles down.
As we also figure out what works best for us.
So with that being said, because I know we've talked a lot and we've had a lot of points to make, we really appreciate you taking the time to watch this if you have, or reading the community post. We are incredibly excited for these changes. We will, of course, keep you guys updated as things shift and, you know, whatever happens. But the most important thing that we ask you to remember is that we love every single group that we are reacting to. That is not changing regardless of upload amounts or whatever it is, because everybody has a different quantity at this point. You know, we've gotten to some things for a lot more for one group versus others because of upload amounts or debut times, whatever.
Some groups just put out way more content than other groups.
So we just want to reiterate that, like, regardless of any changes that are happening, we are still here and we are still dedicated to our groups, and we are going to continue to be dedicated to our groups.
And one more thing, because like we did touch on it, but just to like reiterate, with the groups that we have been reacting to, a lot of the stuff that, not everything were we going to continue to react to in the future, just because some of the stuff we do want to react on our own time. So I know a lot of groups have like vlogs and like behinds and like all of that stuff. We're probably going to be moving more of that into to where we are going to watch it on our own and not react to it, because it's just, the list is like, there's no way. There is absolutely no way. Even if we weren't even adding more groups onto the channel, it's just, there's so much.
Yeah, it's really hard to get to everything, but we've been trying really hard because we know you guys want to see it. And we've really been enjoying this, but we definitely want to start exploring some other groups and music and really open our worlds up and experience a lot more. So it's like the SpongeBob.
I just saw you like cracking the world. Like, here, would you like part of an apple?
Well, if you have stuck to this video, thank you so much.
I hope we hit everything. We're gonna probably stop this and be like, we forgot to talk about this.
I hope so. We have had the most incredible, amazing whirlwind of a year, and we are ready for year number 2 and all that comes with it. So we appreciate your patience, your understanding, your continued support, because it means the world to us. We try to say it as much as we can, but it's hard to convey sometimes how much we appreciate you guys and how much we love this channel.
She's good at it. I just stare at you.
You should see the emotion right there.
That's why I make her talk.
Well, now I don't remember what I was saying. I don't remember what I was saying. Well,
that you love them.
We've derailed. Yes, I love you. Did want to say, if there is something that you're just wanting a little bit more clarification on, feel free to ask a question in the comments, because chances are someone has the same question as you. Ooh, that my teacher just came out. Gross. But genuinely, somebody might be wondering the same thing. So if there are questions in the comments, we will try to answer things as best we can. Remember to spread love and positivity to yourself and to other people. Yes. And we're looking forward to everything that we've got coming to see you soon. Thank you guys for watching. We love you.